Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of In the Kitchen. As always, I'm here with Taylor.
Hi.
I'm Alonsio, and we are ready to dive into this week's topics, which is all NFL. Basketball's a little boring right now, but you know it's this time of year.
And F1 is F1's done right now, so
no one likes the off season and anything, unless you're an NBA fan. But okay, let's get to it. We're going to talk about the Patriots. We were talking about them earlier this year.
We were.
How they lost 2 in a row, start off 1-2. All these questions were coming up. Are they still what they used to be? You know, are they still the Spurs of the NFL? Consistent, you know, Tom Brady, Tim Duncan, whatever. You know, championships, winning championships, rings. And
they're at the top of their division.
Yeah, in the beginning it looked like it wasn't, but then they've lost their last 2 games. One of them by mental mistake, which was that Miami Miracle you wanted to talk about so much.
Oh yeah, that was. Well, I didn't actually get to see that game, but I saw the score and I saw parts of the highlights, and I was just like, how did the Dolphins pull that off? Like, they were like, from what the clips and stuff that I saw, I was just like, man, they were just like going to trading blows with the Pats. Like that game ended up 34-33.
Yeah, they went back and forth all the way, literally to the last second on the clock. You've all seen it. There was 3 seconds on the clock. Tannenhill throws a 10-yard dig down the middle of the field. They do one pitch back, 2 pitch back, and then he's gone. That's a mental mistake on the defense, easily. But what I'm more concerned about is actually though, because they lost 2 in a row in the beginning of the season, and now they lost 2 in a row at the end of the season, that's not a strong way to go into playoffs. And usually these Patriots are 3-1, 4-0, their last 4 games, which are usually in December.
They are.
I'm concerned about the Patriots. The Patriots losing to the Steelers, because the Steelers are most likely a playoff team. Browns still have a chance against them, but it's like, come on.
Well,
the Steelers have proved themselves this season.
I hope that the Steelers go to the playoffs myself, and I hope that would be a great matchup to see. But the AFC North is so like neck and neck right now; it could be anybody's game. So, heck, this next week we could find out that the Steelers are out for all we know, depending on how the games go.
They would have to lose their next 2 games for them to be out, and the Browns would have to win the next 2, or the Ravens. Will have to.
Well,
win the
they're
next 2.
8-5. Steelers are 8-5. Ravens are 8-6. Browns are 6-7. But Browns just recently pulled an upset, or pulled a win. So
I think every win for the Browns this year has been coming from an upset. No one expected them to win, but here they are with 6 wins towards the end of the season, which is 5 more wins than last year. But back to the point. With the Patriots.
The Pats started out strong, and
they started off.
Well, started off weak and then got strong and redeemed themselves.
It looked like in the middle they were like, hey, the Patriots are back, but now it's the end of the season. Everybody's body's usually getting worn out.
Yeah.
Tom Brady usually plays better than this. Bill Belichick usually coaches better than this, because come on, how can you give up that type of play when you got the game sealed in Miami? Like with 3 seconds, guys, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But hey, I think that's a common thing Miami has. You remember that Spurs, that Heat championship back in 2013 with Miami doing their thing? I don't know if you remember. This is the worst moment in Spurs history. Their first finals loss. When Ray Allen hit that 3 with 25 seconds to go to tie the game. Yeah, whatever. But and now this with the Dolphins in Miami. I guess it's you guys are full of miracles.
They are, I guess so. They almost look like the friggin' Vikings during their miracle last year.
Almost exactly. I mean, not exactly, but still, like at the time expiring.
And just like pulling a little rabbit out of their hat.
Okay, now let's go back to a not so great week for these guys last week, but they still are 1 game ahead in the NFC East division. The Dallas Cowboys. We're very, very. Is it biased? Yes, we're very.
I guess we're biased. We're gonna be honest. We're biased when it comes to the Cowboys.
So, my question to you is, and I know the answer, but I'm still gonna ask it: do they still make the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. Of course. I mean, and if that's where the biasness comes in, because everybody, and I think that's with anybody that talks about sports. They always want their favorite team to do good and everything like that. So, yes, of course, the Cowboys are going to make it. They're going to get over this humiliating loss that they just went through, and they're going to make it.
All I'm saying is that if the Cowboys lose these next 2 games, what difference has Dak Prescott been than Tony Romo?
Yeah, I know.
9-7, 8-8 this season. We lose his next 2 games. Tony Romo gave me 3 8-8 seasons in a row, and then he gave me a 12-4 season, and then he got hurt. Then he comes back and gets hurt again. Then you have Dak over here, surprising the NFL because no one's got any film on him because he came from Mississippi, in the middle of nowhere. You know, D1, but still pretty much middle of nowhere. And you put up a great season like 2016. And you followed it up with a 9-7. You missed the playoffs by 1 game. Tony Romo gave me that 3 years in a row, man. He gave me that plenty of times. So my point is, Jerry, was it worth it? I mean, my question, was it worth it? Like Jerry Jones, was it worth it? You know, because if they lose these next 2 games in a row, was it really worth it? You lost a lot of money paying Tony Romo, and you still didn't get a playoff win with Dak. You lost a lot of money with Dez Bryant, and he didn't even play a single snap this season, and you're still paying him, I believe. And then it's unfortunate, but y'all lost Jason Witten too, but that was more of his decision. But still, it's like was it really worth it throwing Tony Romo out like that? I know he came out on NFL Network and did this football life story special thing. He's like, oh, I'm very happy for my career, but no, you're not, man. You know, full fact, Jerry Jones held back, paid you your money, but couldn't take care of your players around you. And it's like, yo, was it really worth it if Dak Prescott produces an 8-8 season?
I'm going to point out this, and me and my dad had, because I sat down and actually watched the full game from beginning to end, the whole blowout game, screaming at the TV, talking stuff with with my dad, and we came to the conclusion, and we started realizing, because when you see a team play that you like, or that's one of your favorite teams, and you see them play it just that bad after winning game after game after game after game, you know, like 5 games in a row they won, and then they come out and they just slam something like that at you, you start kind of getting very analytical about, you know, what you're seeing on the screen happening. And I realized with talking to my dad during that game is that I've noticed that with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott with their rookie season, and even last year with Dak Prescott, have you noticed, and maybe it's just me, but have you noticed that Dak Prescott has like slowed down in terms of the fact that like he's sitting more in the backfield, he's sitting more in the pocket.
Yeah.
Like he's playing almost like Tony Romo did. When he was in his rookie years or last year, his nickname was Legs because he used his legs. He was a mobile quarterback. He looked almost like Cam Newton, like on his rookie season, like just, I can't make that play happen, I'll make it happen. He's doing almost none of that.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't, I don't know if these analysts just forget, but a lot of people don't remember, but yes, Tony Romo was very, very mobile with his legs very, very early in his career. And he was as well late in his career, but he was very delicate. He kept getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Prescott's
even when
not a delicate guy.
He's not delicate, but he's not as I see what you're saying that he's trying to do with kind of like what Romo did, but it's like he doesn't have the pocket presence that a well-developed quarterback does. Tony Romo was in the league for 3 years, and it wasn't 3.5 years before he got his first start. It wasn't until the middle of the season before he threw his first ball in an actual game, not even a preseason game, did he throw a ball. He was literally for 3 years on the bench, on the practice squad, in and out of the second and third string, just practicing. Dak Prescott did not have that. So,
that's why I'm thinking.
This is why I want to come back. I'm done, with the whole negative part. I'm gonna go with the whole, Cowboy fan in me that wants them to do great. So I think this is what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna beat the Buccaneers and they might lose to the Giants because if they just get one win out of the next 2 games Cowboys are in, and Dak Prescott does have good qualities though. While he
totally does. I'm not trying to bash him.
While he stays in the pocket way too long because he's trying to read the field and trying to wait for someone to get open, he's strong enough to take a hit and get back up. And you're more certain that hey, he's gonna come back the next play.
That's why I was saying is that like I want to see more of the I'm seeing too much of like almost like this gun shy Dak Prescott when the last 2 seasons were more agile, mobile, like made plays kind of happen. Dak Prescott. It's almost like I'm almost thinking like Jerry Jones, the man that he is, and the manager and all that and stuff that he is, that I would argue is one of the worst aspects of being a Dallas fan. Did they sit Dak Prescott down and just like in the office and just said, no, you're going to be more this season, you're going to be a more traditional quarterback and sit in the pocket and read the field and run our plays and stop doing all this, this isn't college ball,
So
or what?
Yeah, I just want to say like one more like little interesting fact. The Cowboys have only beaten one team this season that's over 500 right now. And that's the Saints. All of their losses, some of them are to teams that are under 500, but half of their losses, which is to the Seahawks, Texans, and Colts, are to teams that are over 500.
Sure.
So against teams that are over 500, the Cowboys are 1-3 right now. And that's not a good sign going into the playoffs.
No,
that means
because
out of
all of
the
those
elite teams, you caught one on a bad night.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
That's not good. No.
But, that does it for us here in the kitchen.
Well, wait, we were going to talk about Rams momentarily, weren't we? Because they're on a 2-loss.
I'm sorry. We were going to talk about the Jags, weren't we? You really want to go there? You want to talk about Jags? Remember when this guy was telling us Blake Bortles was like Dak Prescott and this whole big shabam that he was going to go back to the AFC Championship and their team is 4-10 right now, man.
They started out with a strong season. They did. They started out looking strong. They only had like one or two losses. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had only one loss out of their first 5 games. So they started out strong. I don't know what the heck happened.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Blake Bortles happened. That's what I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Because I'm just like, they have all the elements there. Like, and now they're like firing coaches and like benching people and like.
You mean benching Blake Bortles?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay, man. It's okay, man. You don't manage them. Just talk about them.
Like I'm just like after basically once the.
So are you secretly a Jags fan? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, no.
Stressed.
I like the Jags. I thought they did really good last year. They had a good presence in the playoffs. It looked like they had everything kind of together, and it looked like, oh yeah, these guys are gonna come in. And they're going to do great. They're going to be at least in the playoffs again. And like, they've only lost 1 game out of their first 5 games. Looks like the Jags from last year. Like, let's go. And then they just completely derailed. And I think the whole lot of it is they started off the season without Leonard Fournette, which is basically their Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, and then he got hurt a couple.
And then he got hurt, and then suspended
for a game.
And so I think they were missing one of their key weapons. And then I think what happened is once they started derailing, they couldn't regroup, and then I think management panicked and just said, you're fired, you're benched, and made it even worse.
Well, when you're losing a lot, everybody's finger pointing a lot. I know that because of my brief high school career in sports, our high school sucked. Yeah. That's what happened. Everybody blamed each other, everybody was dude, nobody did nothing wrong, but that's why.
And the first thing the first people that get their fingers pointed at them is the quarterback and the coach.
Look at what happened to McCarthy in Green Bay. Yeah. But that does it for us.
Yeah, that does it for us here.
I'm gonna let this guy do the rest.
So be sure to like, follow, comment, all that good stuff down and below and everything. Follow us here on YouTube on Red Twit Entertainment. You can find us on Facebook at Red Twit as well. And our Twitter handle for this show is at 1and_th3_kitchen. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.